Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Amy Shaw with the Greater Binghamton Chamber of Commerce, and we're so excited to feature today's virtual employer spotlight with the Raymond Corporation. I have John Sassani and Jean George with me. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Well,
thanks for having us.
for joining me. Raymond Corporation has been around for a very long time. You guys are hiring for a variety of positions, very close to the Binghamton area. So, John, why don't you give us an overview on what's going on there, more about Raymond, the background?
Great, thanks, Amy. Both Jean George and I are going to be kind of talking a little bit about the company and some of the positions that we have available. I would start with an overview and kind of start the presentation. So, as you said, Raymond has a very long, rich history. I'm not going to read a lot of the slides, but we recognize 1922 start date, and so pretty soon we're going to be celebrating our 100th year.
That's exciting. I love that.
Very, very exciting. So, as I said, we've been here since 1922. We are leading material handling equipment manufacturer in North America. And we have about 1,900 employees here at the corporate headquarters in Green. And I'll talk about some of our other locations in just a couple of minutes. So first of all, revenue. Yeah, we're a $2.7 billion company. What we tend to find, a lot of people think, wow, leading manufacturer of material handling equipment located up in Green, New York. That's such a, it's such a small town and such a large business. Obviously, we're part of the Toyota Material Handling Group. So Toyota Material Handling in North America. So we're very proud of that. Okay, so I want to just give a little perspective on, we produce about 88 lift trucks per day go through the factory. So about over 20,600 lift trucks per year, about 285,000 pounds of steel a day go through our manufacturing facility. And we have over 902,000 square feet here at the facility in Green.
It's massive. I've toured it. It's massive.
It really is. And some of our other locations, of course, our corporate offices are here in Green in our largest manufacturing facility. We also have a manufacturing facility in Muscatine, Iowa. We have our parts distribution center located up in Syracuse, New York. So 2 locations in New York. Now we work with a dealer network. I like to tell people that we're set up very similar to the automotive model. Mm-hmm. Customer solution centers, dealers throughout North America. So obviously United States, Canada, and Mexico. And this graphic just shows some of the geographic locations that our dealers cover. And most of our dealers have multiple locations within those geographic areas. We also have relationships internationally and provide support to our international dealers that we have relationships with. So periodically we'll get asked about competitors. And yes, there are other competitors in the forklift market. So I've listed some of the competitors here. And what people tend to find interesting is that we list our parent company as a competitor. Toyota really participates more in the internal combustion lift truck market, and Raymond is all electric. So we don't usually compete head to head, but we do list Toyota for part of it as a competitor. Here's some of our customers. Again, I'm sure many are familiar with a lot of these names here on the screen. We tend to deal with very large organizations. So our customers are ordering usually a system of lift trucks and a system to help their material handling needs. we've won quite a few awards as part of the Toyota Material Handling group. We have Toyota manufacturing to the Toyota production system manufacturing. And so we've won quite a few awards based on our manufacturing improvements because we are a world-class manufacturer. And when you produce 88 lift trucks a day or over 20,000 a year, you really have to be very good at what you do. Hence, we're the #1 manufacturer of electric forklifts. So I thought I would share some of the positions that we have available. We have a variety of positions available, being the size company that we are. We have entry-level positions. We have skilled positions, professional positions. We just really do run the gamut. So I wanted to talk a little about, a lot of people ask, when I just had one of our employees come in and ask about a position in another area of the business. And it's hard for any one of us to know all of the different openings and all the positions. So we really refer people to the website. When you look at the website, that'll tell you a lot about the positions that are available, the qualifications, the knowledge, skills, and abilities you need to be successful in the positions, and how to apply. I think that's pretty important for people to understand kind of how to apply because different companies have different applicant systems. Very important to understand the company that you're applying with and how they work. So with us, if someone, we do a lot of career fairs. We're at a lot of the colleges, universities. We really encourage people to apply to all positions that they're qualified for and that they're interested in. So someone could apply to a position this week, and 3 weeks from now, see the same position title on the website. More than likely, that other position that's open, even though it's the same title, could be in a different area of the organization. So we encourage people to apply again when they see a position, they're interested in that. And that's really important because different hiring managers will look at those applications. So we don't ask you to only apply once and then do keyword searches, although we can do that. If you see positions that you're interested in and qualified for, go ahead and apply.
Yeah, that's good advice, John.
Yeah, I think that's important to know because different employers do different things, and some don't apply if you've applied in 6 months. And there's just different ways that companies do it. So it's really important to try to include a cover letter on a resume if you can. Now, not all positions, we don't require that for all positions, but certainly a cover letter is very, very helpful, and a resume if you have one. So a couple other things that I would say about Raymond in looking for positions. Again, we're a large organization. Right now, currently, there seems to be a lot of people that are looking for work and might want to change their careers. Raymond is a great place to do that because you can start off in manufacturing, for example. And maybe you're thinking about going on to continue your education. Well, Raymond has a great tuition assistance program. We have a lot of people here who have grown within the organization. They started their career here in an entry-level position and then have gained knowledge, skills, and abilities and kind of moved their way through. We have members in management and even executive management who have done this and grown with the organization. So we're very proud of that. And we do post our positions internally so people know when there are openings available in other areas of the business.
I think that's such an important point to make, John, right? That there's upward mobility within Raymond Corporation, opportunities to pay for their education and training along the way. You're making that investment in this employee, and and I know you have a lot of employees there with longevity with the company.
We certainly do, Amy. And it's great because you've been here before, but this last year we had our first employee who was here 50 years, and she's still
Unbelievable.
to see her every morning and say good morning. It's just wonderful to see that type of longevity because we tend not to see that as much anymore. So,
well, and obviously that speaks volumes for the company culture, the way the company treats employees, the benefits that you offer.
yeah, and that's great you mentioned that, Amy, because Raymond really does have some very, very good benefits, very, very competitive. So that's important, right? Might not be important to some people in entry level positions, but as they grow and mature, we all know benefits have become more important part of our lives. So we do offer very, very good and very competitive benefits. So a couple of other things. Again, I think you try to put, even if you're someone who is interested in a career change, and might not have worked in the manufacturing areas before, tell us that in a cover letter. And you're looking to expand or do something different. Again, unfortunately, businesses have been through a lot with the COVID. And there are people out of work, obviously through no fault of their own. If they're looking for a career change, Raymond is just a super place to start a different career. And again, a lot of opportunity, and I can't say enough good things about all of those opportunities that are available.
So can we just talk a minute about manufacturing? Let's talk about perception versus reality. Give us a glimpse of what manufacturing is like at Raymond.
Okay, so that's just that's a great question. And most people that we talk with tend to think of manufacturing as maybe what they've seen on television or old movies or very dirty. When you come into the organization, and you think of 285,000 pounds of steel go through the manufacturing organization in a day. It's a very clean environment. I have the honor of doing a lot of tours with different groups, the organization. And what I tend to hear is, wow, I can't believe how clean it is. And that's certainly, those of us that are here every day, sometimes we tend to forget just how clean it really is. It's just a wonderful manufacturing environment. We're using a lot more automation, and we still are. We're in the process of implementing Industry 4.0. So we're looking at a lot more automation because we've really changed the way that we build lift trucks. Now, I've been here 20 years this year. And I remember, when we were building 30 lift trucks a day, and that was a big number for us. And here we are at 88. So we've really changed the way that we manufacture, and we're very proud of what we do. Our quality, world class. Number of errors extremely low. That's why we're one of the, we're the number one manufacturer of forklifts. Look at our owner, right? Toyota, what are they noted for? Quality. It's noted in the material handling industry for the quality of their lift trucks. So we are all very proud of that.
Very nice. Can you talk about your career at Raymond?
Sure. As I mentioned, started 20 years ago. I've been very fortunate to start in the human resources department, and still am with the human resources department, and now currently a manager in the human resources department. But it's nice from my position to be able to see people grow and change within the organization. And those that are interested in advancing, going back to school, bidding on positions, interviewing for positions, getting chosen for positions. It's just wonderful to see that take place within this great organization. So there are a lot, again, we come back to those opportunities. You know, I'm fortunate because I have more than 20 years in human resources, but to be at really such a fine company is wonderful.
Jean, how about you? Tell us about your career at Raymond.
Well, it'll be 8 years in January that I came on board. And a lot of my focus over the last 8 years has been on engineering, recruiting, professionals, uh, the business side, the marketing side, also supply chain. So I've been very fortunate to have been involved with that. I've also done a lot of work with some of the international students that we hire to come on board and work at Raymond. There's a lot of work that has to be done with visas and other matters like that. So I've assisted there. And I think the biggest thing that I've seen since I've been at Raymond is how we've transformed from a forklift manufacturer to a high-tech company. I just took a quick look before we started our discussion today, and we have 45 software engineers working up in Green, associated with all the software that goes into our lift trucks, plus all of our other telematics products, our virtual reality software. So the whole market and the whole industry has gone through a big change. We're working on automated vehicles, self-driven vehicles, and all of that. It's more complicated. It requires a higher level of technology to make things happen. So it's really exciting to be here and be involved with trying to find people to fill those positions.
Thank you. John, what else do we have on your presentation before I get into some other questions? Are we at the last
I think,
slide?
yeah, that's really about it.
Okay, let's
on the
talk
present.
about a couple things I want to talk
Sure.
about. I want to talk about Raymond's involvement with our local schools and even the community. And let's talk about how close Green, New York really is to Broome County.
Okay, that's yeah, we got a lot to talk about there. So
Yeah.
first, let's talk about how close we are to Broome County. So most people know where Broome Community College is in SUNY Broome. So we're roughly 15 miles.
Yeah.
SUNY Broome North. So when you start to think, it really isn't that far away.
Yeah.
But a lot of people tend to think, oh, what, you know, way up there. It isn't, it's a nice drive. It really is a good drive. So it isn't that far away.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you talk to people and they've driven by, they're like, oh yeah, you're the big building in Green. Yep, we are. It isn't that far. So that's good. Let's talk a little bit about Raymond's involvement kind of in the community, because that really kind of is the heart of who we are, not only here in the small town of Green, and not only Shenango, but also in Broome County. I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of the COVID pandemic, because that's most recent and we're all still currently going through that. But when there was a lack of personal protective equipment, our engineering team, all of our associates got together. They printed 3D face masks.
Wow.
We assembled those. We actually were able to produce more than 2,500, and they were delivered to hospitals and first responders, both in Broome and Shenango County. And that really is kind of the most recent thing that exemplifies kind of what we do here. So not only that, but Raymond also is proud to contribute to more than 150 nonprofit and educational organizations. So when you think 150 nonprofit and educational organizations, both local and national in scope, spanning a variety of causes and efforts. We do everything from food donations, clothing donations, just a variety of those things. And again, not only here in Green or Shenango, but also Broome County. That really, we recognize nonprofits are what helps sustain a community.
Mhm.
Couldn't be any more important than it is right now with what we're all going through. So I'm going to talk a little bit about also the schools and what we do with some of the schools. We have a great relationship with all the BOCES in the area. We provide technical expertise. We judge competitions, just a variety of things, presentations, in classroom presentations. We work very closely with all the welding instructors. Here at Raymond, we have one of the largest welding shops in New York State.
Mhm.
Continual need of good, skilled MIG welders. So, and BOCES does a great job of training and providing those opportunities for both high school students and for adult students who might also looking to be changing in their career. So they do a great job with that, and we're very proud to contribute to that. We've worked with many other local school districts to provide them support in what they're doing, some in welding, in the agricultural business. We've supported those. I do want to talk about our this year, Virtual Manufacturing Day.
Yes.
Raymond has participated in Manufacturing Day for, I want to say, about 6 or 7 years, where we have hosted as many as 250 high school students to come into the organization and truly see what goes on in world-class manufacturing.
Mhm.
So to be able to come in and see that and host those large groups, everyone in the company is so supportive of that. Well, this year with the COVID, we are looking to do a virtual manufacturing day. And currently, I mentioned we had about 250 students that have come through in the past. We currently have over 500 registered
I love it.
in the virtual manufacturing day. So we are really excited because what it does is it opens up our world for
Mhm.
people to really see the great things that go on here. And I think it's important to be able to share the wonderful opportunities that there are in this area. When we think about, you know, do these high school students really have an idea what they want to do? We have to show them the great things in manufacturing. We talked a little bit about that perception
Yeah.
and how it's very, very different from the perception. And our positions are going to get more skilled, and we're going to use more technology. So they're going to be even more exciting as we continue to grow our business here in Green.
Yeah. I love the outreach to the schools. I love that you bring students into your facility in a normal year, of course. It's, you and John, you and I have worked together a lot on really trying to educate our local students on the amazing career opportunities they can have right here in their own backyard. And, they may not have thought of manufacturing as a career until they learn more about it. Maybe they just don't know what that entails. And I love the outreach that the Raymond Corporation does.
Yeah, and it really, I do a lot of those tours, and just to see the kids open up to some of those possibilities and see
Mhm.
available and go, we drive by the building, or maybe we're from the area and we know about Raymond, but we really weren't sure what goes on in that great big building. So it's nice to see. And I think we really do need to continue to show there are great opportunities here in this area.
We do. We have to continue to build a pipeline for future employees at our local
Absolutely.
businesses so they can continue to grow and be successful.
Yeah, that's so key for all manufacturers. Yeah.
So I think
Very
we
good.
covered everything. Is there anything else that we forgot before we sign off?
I don't think so. I just would be encouraging if, anyone's interested in a career, look at the website. A lot of great information on our website. There are some pictures there of some short videos. There's some testimonials from some of our people that are here. It's just
I love that.
information. So I would encourage people to look at the website.
And we'll get those links posted in the Facebook comments, so people,
Right.
Don't have to search for it. So we'll get those links posted shortly.
Super.
Thank you so much, John and Jean, for joining me today and telling us all about Raymond and the wonderful career opportunities for people at your almost 100-year-old organization.
Yeah. Amy, thank you for hosting us this afternoon. It's always a pleasure to work with you in the chamber. So thanks so much.
Great.
We really
Have a great
appreciate
day,
it. Amy.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks. You too.